Shah. You know, this all praises to the Most High. My name is only begotten Son, for the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. We the Hebrew Israelites, we come out here week in and week out to let the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know their nationality and to call out Esau the damn devil, man. Right, for the devil that he is. Right, we got a lot of hypocrites amongst our nation, man. Right, hypocrites as in because they claim that they Christians so-called, but they don't do nothing Christ say, man. Right, they say they Christians, they follow Christ, but they don't do nothing Christ say, man, or did. Give me John 15 and 10, man.
All right. The 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1.
Bring it out!
Then all Israel gathered themselves unto David.
No, Salakia, Corinthians, that's Chronicles. Right, 1 Corinthians. All right. You gotta bring it up. 11 and 1.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Bring it out!
Be ye followers of me, even as I am also of Christ.
See that? So Paul said, be a follower of me as I am a follower of Christ. So you got to follow what Christ did. What was the works that Christ did when he was on the earth, man? Right, give me John 10 and 22, man. Right, and you give me John, so like not John, give me Matthew 14, the last verse. All right, give me John 15 and 10. All right, bring it up.
It's the book of John, chapter 15, verse 10.
Right.
If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Right, this is red letter. This is Christ speaking, right? Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. Right, so this is something that Christ did on the earth. Read on.
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
See that? He said, keep my Father's commandments. Right, what's the Father's commandments? The commandments that he gave through the dispensation of angels unto Moses, man, on Mount Sinai. So all the law, statutes, and commandments is things that we have to abide by and follow even to this very day, man. Right, the law is not done away with. Right, Christ didn't destroy the law. He came to fulfill it, bring it to reality or completion, man. All right, you got John 10 and 22.
Get out!
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22.
Right, this is some of the works that Christ did on the earth. So people claim they follow Christ. Why are you not doing this right here?
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication. It was winter.
Right, so it was winter, and he celebrated the Feast of Dedication. So what the hell is this Christmas thing about, huh? Right, it didn't say he was celebrating Christmas, Nimrod's birthday, right? It said he was doing the Feast of Dedication. It was winter.
All right, and verse 23. And Yahushua walked into the temple in Solomon's porch.
You see that? And Yahushua walked in Solomon's porch. Right, so he was keeping the Feast of Dedication. He wasn't keeping Christmas. Right, Paul said, follow me like I follow Christ. Christ kept the commandments.
That's right!
The book of Matthew, chapter 14 and verse 36.
Right.
And besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment.
Touch the what?
The hem of his garment.
Right, the hem of his garment, because he wore fringes. Right, and what's your nationality before y'all go? Right, what's your nationality? Come talk to us, brother. Talk to us, brother. All right, you said, what's your nationality? What's your father? What's your father?
My father is Jesus Christ.
What, your physical father?
Huh?
Well, you said,
My physical father is dead.
well, what's his nationality? You said he's so-called Negro, he's so-called black.
He's Negro.
Like you said, Jewish. Ish means it's a something meaning pertaining to. Right? I mean, you're basically faking like a Jew. Like if I say your shirt is bluish, that means it's not quite blue. So if you say you're Jewish, that means you're not quite a Jew. But what you're gonna find out is that you actually are a Jew, according to the Bible. Not by religion, right? But because you actually come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yes.
That's your lineage. So you're not black, because they didn't call themselves black. They called themselves Israelites, according to the Bible. And most likely you were Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And you said one thing, you said your father is Christ. If Christ and the Father are two separate entities, right? They're not the same person, right?
They are
Give me John 14 and 38. I mean 28.
Jesus, when he was here on the earth.
Check this out, brother. Check this out.
It's the book of John, chapter 14, verse 28. Ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you.
Right, this is Christ speaking. He said, I go away and come again unto you.
If ye love me, you will rejoice.
Right?
Because I said, I go unto the Father, but my Father is greater than I.
What did Christ say?
My Father is greater than I.
So if he is the Father, why is he saying his Father is greater than him?
Okay.
His Father's name is Yahweh, and his name is
Okay.
Yahushua.
That's
They're
true.
two different people.
that you,
Right, check this out.
that
brother.
you, can I say something, bro?
Colossians 3:1.
Can I say something?
All right.
Okay, now, Jesus, when he was here, he said,
Give me,
when you seen me,
Corinthians,
you also
1
seen the
Corinthians
Father.
11:3.
Why is that?
That's because he comes in the image of the Father. Just like they said, man is created in the image of God.
Yeah,
Right, bring
but,
this up.
but,
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verses 3.
Right.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Right, the head of every man is Christ.
And the head of the woman is the
The
man.
head of the woman is the man.
And the head of Christ is God.
What it say?
And the head of Christ is God.
Right, the head of Christ is God. So if Christ is God, how is his head God? You understand that? So Christ's Father is Yahweh, and Christ is the Son of God.
yeah,
They're
he's,
two different beings.
he's the
You
Son
got
of
the
God,
Father and then you
but
got the
if
Son,
you really
brother.
look at the three trinities of
Brother,
man,
the Trinity is a false doctrine
Look,
created
the-
by the white man.
right.
Right?
Can I say something?
Well, brother,
okay,
you saying stuff false, brother.
No,
You
I'm
gotta
not saying that.
Respond to that scripture. How is Christ
Christ is
head
God.
But it just said Christ God.
Christ, God
Read
is
Revelation
God.
12.
God is within Jesus. Jesus is within God. He said that when he was on earth.
Chapter 3 and verse
That if he
1.
wasn't God, why
gotta
he
deal with
said
this scripture,
in the
man.
Father.
If ye be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above,
Right.
where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh.
just what?
With the right, with the, where Hamashiach, when Christ sit on the right hand of God.
Right. Christ sits on the right hand of God. So how can he sit on the right hand of God? Right, bring that out there.
Revelations chapter 3 and verse 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
did Christ say?
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
So how does Christ have a God? See, brother wasn't trying to deal with the scriptures. And we were just telling you how Christians, they don't believe in the Bible, man. They don't believe in the scriptures, man. Because the Bible literally says that the head of Christ is God. So how is he God? You just believe what the white man told you, man. You don't believe what the Bible actually say. What about you, brother? What's your nationality? What's your nationality, brother? What men do you descend from? We ain't dealing with the semantics and all the deep stuff. What's your nationality, brother?
MSTFA, Morris Temple of America.
That's not a nationality, brother.
Not a nationality.
Because your nationality is the men that you descend from. Who's your forefathers? You just said it's a temple of something America, brother. That's not a nationality.
Nationality is Morris America.
Moorish American, that's actually a color and then a white man. You got Americo Vespucci, that's a so-called white man, right? He's an Italian map maker. And Moorish, that comes from the name, that comes from the Spanish. When the Jews and the Africans teamed together to conquer the Spaniards, man. Right? And they called themselves Moor. They called them Moreno. So it just means black, man. Well, brother, what source of information do you got, brother, to prove what you're saying?
What's the information I got from my prophet, Uncle Joe Ali?
Brother, he ain't a prophet, man. That man's a false prophet. That's right. Because what does he prophesy?
How is he a prophet?
Right?
I want to hear
Because what prophecy has he prophesied? What prophecy has he prophesied? What did he say that in the past that came to pass in the future? Name one thing. Christ came before him. So how is that a prophecy? Do you know what the word prophecy means? Give me first Samuel 3 and 9. All right, 3 and 19. As a matter of fact, 9 and 6. 1 Samuel 9 and 6. I'm about to show you what prophets of the scriptures are about, man. All right, bring this up.
Bring it out!
Sure.
No, that's what I want. 6.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 6.
Right.
He said unto him, Behold now, there is in this city a man of God,
A man of God, a prophet.
and he is honorable, he is an honorable man. All that he saith cometh surely to pass.
Right. Everything that he says cometh to pass. What did Elijah Muhammad say that came to pass? Right?
Confound it!
You see that? Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. I'm gonna show you what Moses is a prophet. I'm gonna show you something Moses said that came to pass. All right? You got a precept? Bring out that precept.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 20.
Right?
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name,
You see that the prophet that speaks a word in my name,
which I have not commanded him to speak,
Wait, he didn't command Elijah Muhammad to speak, right?
or that shall speak in the name of other gods,
Right, he's speaking in the name of Allah, a false god or rock. Read on.
even that prophet shall die.
Even that what?
Even that prophet shall die.
Right, Elijah Muhammad gonna get put to death, man.
That's
You
right.
see that? Because he's a false
Well, he
prophet.
already got put to death.
But he already got put to death. Wow. Check that out. Elijah Muhammad, he died. Read that again. Read that again.
Even
And this
that-
is a prophecy that came to pass. Read.
Or that shall speak in the name of other
Right, he's
gods,
speaking in the name of a false deity.
even that prophet shall die.
happened to Elijah Muhammad?
Even that prophet shall die.
Even
That prophet shall die.
That prophet died, man. Because he was a false prophet. He wasn't speaking, thus said the Lord.
Confounded.
He was speaking out of the Quran, which means recitation. Right? I asked his brother his nationality, and he told me some false BS, man. Right? Elijah Muhammad didn't teach you your nationality. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Check this out. This is a prophecy that happened in the scriptures. You can't pull this in the Quran because it's false. And we piss on the Quran, man. Read this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right.
Nope.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
He gonna bring the Israelites back into slavery again.
with ships.
What?
With ships.
Right, that actually happened. See, we can go to the Bible and show you actual prophecies, man. Right? Did the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go to slavery on ships? Yes or no? Exactly, man. Bring it up. Read that again.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Right, this is a prophecy that actually happened. Not some false BS, right? Read on.
That's right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
He gonna bring the Israelites, a whole nation, into slavery again
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
with ships. This is in the Bible, written thousands of years before it happened. That's a prophecy. Elijah Muhammad is not a prophet. He didn't speak a prophecy. Read.
By the way whereof I spake to thee,
Right.
thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not gonna see your homeland again, right? This is in the Bible, right?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
When you get off that ship, you're gonna be sold unto your enemies. We were sold to the so-called white man, our enemy according to God, right?
For bondmen and
We
bondwomen,
were sold for slave men and slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
Nobody redeemed us from that captivity. That's why we all got so-called white man last names, right? Give me Deuteronomy 28:64. This is another curse.
Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Right.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
Right, he said the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, he said from one end to the earth, even to another.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
What they say?
And there thou shalt serve other gods,
And there, you gonna be serving other gods.
which neither thou nor thy fathers have known,
Right, because our fathers didn't know Allah, man. They didn't know white Jesus, right?
even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone, right? That's that copper stone in Mecca, and then you got the wooden cross, man. Right, so y'all under the curses of Deuteronomy. You see that? We under the curses of Deuteronomy. Give me Jeremiah 16 to 13. Give me Jeremiah 16 to 13. Right, you had you hold a precept.
God.
I bring this up.
You said 32 and 17.
Yeah, that's a pretty good precept.
God. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 17.
Right.
They sacrifice unto devils.
What the Lord say?
They sacrifice unto devils.
So y'all sacrificing unto false idols, following Elijah Muhammad. And all he's doing is following an Arab man's religion, right? Bring it up.
Not to Yahweh.
Not to who?
Not to Yahweh.
Y'all not sacrificing to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. Y'all sacrifice to Allah. That's a Hebrew word for God, man. That's just a title, man. Hey, Joe Biden will be considered Allah, man. God, he got power. You understand that? It's just a title. But Yahweh is the God of gods.
That's
man.
right.
He's the most high God. That's the true living power, man. Right, right?
And it says,
I'm a God, but I die like men. Right, right?
to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up.
To new gods that came newly up. Y'all sacrificing unto new gods. Hey, the Hebrew Israelites didn't know Allah. They didn't know Elijah Muhammad. Right? Read on. Allah, it's a Hebrew word for God. Right? Read on.
To new gods that came newly up.
Right, give me Psalm 82. Give me Psalm 82, the last verse. But I'm gonna show you who's the most high, man. It's not Allah. Allah is a Hebrew word. It just means God. There's multiple gods. Right?
He said 80 and 2.
82 in the last verse.
Gotta keep your distance, brother.
Psalm chapter 82 and verse 8.
Check this out.
Arise, O Yahweh.
Arise, O who?
Arise, O Yahweh.
Judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations.
Oh, Salaki, the last verse right here. 18.
Oh, 83 and 18?
Yeah.
Psalm,
83, 18. So
God.
check this out.
Psalm chapter 83 verse 18.
Check this out, brother.
That man may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh.
Whose name is what?
Is
Yahweh.
Allah.
Yahweh.
His name is Yahweh.
That's right.
Art the Most High over all the earth.
Right, Yahweh is the most high over all the earth, man. Not Allah. That's a false deity. Right, Reed?
That's right.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 19. No, 13. Shalakia. Therefore, I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not.
Right, and we in the land that we don't know, man, Reed.
Neither ye not your father, nor your father, Shalakia, and there shall see and serve other gods that day and night, where I will show you favor. Why would I
that?
show you favor?
Right, so he said you gonna serve other gods day and night, man. You see that? We gonna serve other gods day and night, man. So this man, they lifting up Elijah Muhammad, and that man got put to death, man. You see that? So he is not a prophet, man. I don't even know if he was Israel, man. 9 times out of 10, he was a heathen. Just like what's his face? Farrakhan is an Edomite, man.
And gone.
See that? So Farrakhan is a damn Edomite, man. So you actually following the ways of the heathen. All right, check. What's going on, brother?
Damn, Sam.
Talk to us, King, about the heathen. We can drop that out and edify the brother.
I won't say exactly because I said I don't know. I said, well, I want to go.
Do you know what nationality you
I
are?
want to go through my family's history first and see where they came from and where they're.
Well, what's your nationality?
I'm gonna say African American.
Right. Well, that's the
I'm
thing.
gonna say that. I can't say, well, I can pull something out and say, hey, my people came from here, or here.
Give me 1 Thessalonians 5. Give me 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Let me show you something, brother. All right. Check this out. Cause you say you can't pull nothing out to substantiate that.
Shalom.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21.
Right.
Prove all things.
The Bible say?
Prove all things.
So you gotta prove all things. Cause we can pull out the records and show where we come from as a nation. Right? Guess what our records are, brother? The Holy Bible. This is your records. This is all you gotta do. Is search these scriptures. Give me Job 8:8. This is our records, brother. They whitewashed it, so when you see it, you picture a bunch of white men. You picture a bunch of fairy tales. Now, this is a history book. When you read about King David, King Solomon, Isaiah, Ezekiel, all these mighty men, they're your forefathers, so-called black men, right? From these various tribes. You come from a man named Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right, bring this up.
This is the book of Job. Job chapter 8 and verse 8.
Bring it up.
And it says this. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
Right, so he said, inquire of the former age, right?
And prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
Right, we got to search our fathers. And this is our fathers right here, man.
Right.
Right, these are our forefathers, and we got to search this so we can understand what's going on. Give me Isaiah 46:10. Now check this out. Why this is a special book. We're about to show you why this is a special book right here.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10.
Right.
Declaring the end from the beginning.
What the Lord say?
Declaring the end from the beginning.
Right, so the Lord declares the end from the beginning. So you can read prophecies in the Bible. Like I was trying to get the brothers to understand, Elijah Muhammad, he didn't do any prophecies. That's right. There's no prophecies in the Quran. Whereas the Bible is a book full of prophecies, because this is the true living God. No mortal man can tell the history of an entire nation. Our entire nation's history is in one chapter of this book. Right, bring this up.
Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10.
Right.
Declaring the end from the beginning.
Right.
And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
You see that? He declares the things that are not yet done from the beginning. Right, read.
Saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Right, the Lord, he gonna do whatever he want to do, man. So everything that he said will come to pass, it came to pass. And let's prove it. In Deuteronomy 28:15. We gonna see if these things came to pass. All right, bring this up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Right, it shall come to pass. This is one of these prophecies. This is Moses talking to the Israelites. Right? He telling the Israelites it shall come to pass in the future.
But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, this is a covenant that he's making with the children of Israel. He's saying if you don't listen to God,
to observe to do all his commandments,
Right.
and his statutes which I command thee this day,
if you don't keep the commandments,
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
he said curses will befall you as a nation if you don't keep my commandments. Right, go to verse 46 real quick.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses will be upon the seed of the Israelites as a sign. A sign that identifies something, brother. Like if you want to go to Comerica Bank, you look for the Comerica Bank sign. You want McDonald's, what you look for, the sign. What does a stop sign do? Man, I gotta stop. So a sign identifies something. These curses identify who the Israelites are, because they will have to fit the curses in today's time. Because he said it's going to be on you forever. Now the Lord said his counsel shall stand. So we got to see if these prophecies came to pass on a particular nation. Go to verse 16.
Bring it out.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What the Lord say?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Right.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right, he said the Israelites will be cursed in the city and they'll be cursed in the field. Now what people would you say living at the bottom and they cursed in the cities of America? In the cities all over the earth? What group of people? Is it the so-called white man or the Arab man, or do they own all the stores in the neighborhood? Right, so our people will be cursed in the city. Our people was cursed in the field. Tobacco fields, sugarcane fields, cotton fields. Right, the Native Americans, they was picking gold, mining gold. You see that? So our people was cursed in the fields. And these curses get more descriptive. Go to verse 26.
Verse 26.
Check this out.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air.
You hear that? Your carcass is going to be meat for the fowls of the air. Right? That goes into us being lynched, brother. Because your carcass was literally fowls for the meat of the air. Right? They left your carcass hanging, and then, birds could just eat your carcass. So your carcass is going to be meat for the fowls of the air.
And it says, and thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air.
Right.
And unto the beasts of the earth.
Right, and you seen Django? Remember they got him tore up on that tree by that dog? That's what it just said, man. You see that? Read on.
And no man shall fray them away.
Right, so no man frayed those birds away or those beasts away when they killed you and just left your body there to be destroyed, man. So these signs will fit our people, right? And we go get some of the main curses. Go to verse 54. All right. Revelation 11 and 8.
Come on, verse 54.
Right.
So that the man that is tender among you,
Right, you tender among you.
and very delicate,
Right, delicate and tender, you nice among your brethren.
his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
What is the Israelite man?
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Right, so now it's saying the Israelite man will have an evil eye towards the other Israelite man. So what nation, what demographic of people they have an evil eye towards one another? They make songs about killing each other, man. They in different gangs. Right? What nation of people, brother? What would you say fit that sign? What nation of people? What you saying to us, right? So our people fit this sign, right? Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom,
You got an evil eye towards your own women,
and toward the remnant of his children,
towards your own children.
which he shall lead. Which he shall lead.
Hey, Papa was a rolling stone, man. You see that? So the Israelite man will be known for leaving their children, brother. This is in the Bible. Right? This is the Lord declaring the things from the beginning, the things in the end from the beginning. Right? This is what the Lord does, man. These are prophecies that fit one group of people. Who these curses fit so far? I need to say it, brother. It fit us.
That's right.
Right, so Moses will have to be talking to us. Now let's get this main curse and see what this is going into. Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Right.
with ships.
Right. He said you're gonna go into Egypt again with ships. And we was took from West Africa, right? So we wouldn't need a ship to go to Egypt. Right. So what would this be talking about, man? Right? We gotta decipher these words and figure out what they mean. Because Egypt, it just means Matazarium in the Hebrew. It's double straits, like you were between a rock and a hard place. Right? Like the brother always bring out, I'm working like a Hebrew slave. That comes from us being slaves in Egypt. So when he says, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt, he's really saying I'm going to bring you back into a state of captivity or bondage. And we're going to prove that. Bring this up.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8.
Right.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right, so it's going to be a great city. This is him again declaring things from the beginning to the end. He said it's going to be a great city that's spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Sodom was known for what? Homosexuality. What's the first country to legalize homosexuality on a broad scale? You will find out it's the United States.
Right.
Egypt, because it's a spiritual place of bondage for the Israelites. Right? Wasn't we brought to Egypt on ships? America on ships? They go hit more home with this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, verse 6.
Read out.
And the Egyptians evil entreated us,
Right.
and afflicted us, and laid upon us hard bondage.
Egyptians do?
Laid upon us
Hard
hard
bondage.
bondage.
The Egyptians laid upon the Israelites hard bondage. Right, read?
Salaki. Verse 7. And we cried unto the Lord our Father, unto the Lord God, our fathers. The Lord heard our voice and looked on our affliction and our labor and our oppression.
See that? Our affliction, our labor, our oppression. That's the sentiment that the Israelites felt about Egypt. But the Lord is saying it's going to be a spiritual place with that same vibration. Wasn't our ancestors afflicted here? Aren't we oppressed here? Wasn't we in hard bondage here in America? Right? So when he says you're going into Egypt again, he's actually talking about slavery, brother. A place where you'll be oppressed, afflicted, hard bondage. Right? A spiritual Egypt. So you know it's not physically Egypt. So you got to actually figure these things out. What's on the back of your dollar bill? Isn't it an Egyptian pyramid? You see that? Right? You got to understand this Bible is written in code. It's written in slang because it's written by our people. It's like if you got beat up on cash, and then somebody say, I'm gonna give you that cash, man. Like, I'm gonna give you that ass whooping, man. It's the same thing. Hey, you was a slave in Egypt. Hey, if you break my commandments, I'm gonna take you back into Egypt. I'm gonna take you to Shalom. I'm gonna take you back into slavery. That's what he's saying, right? And the brother brought it up, man. Right? The pyramid, man. You see that? Right, bring that out, man. Deuteronomy 28:68, and it's gonna get more descriptive, so you understand what it's talking about fully, brother. You see that? Straight up, man.
Egypt.
Right, we in Egypt right now. Right, this is Egypt 2.0. Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
The house of bondage, slavery again.
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
You came to America to be afflicted with hard bondage and oppressed with ships, right?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Right.
thou shalt see it no more again.
You ain't gonna see your homeland, read.
And there you shall be sold into your enemies.
You shall be what?
You shall be sold into your enemies.
Right, look across the street. That's who we were sold to, right? Becky and Tim, we were sold to them.
They're devils.
But the Lord said you was gonna be sold to your enemies, brother. So what would that make the so-called white man according to God?
Come on,
What would that make the so-called white man? Come on, brother. What is he, brother? You amongst your brothers, man. You can say it with your chest, man. We ain't scared out here, man. Go ahead and say it, brother. Say it for us. What is the white man?
Say it with your chest out.
You kind of dealing with Stockholm syndrome, brother. Say it. Read this.
And there you shall be sold into your enemies.
Into your what?
Unto your enemies.
What?
Unto your enemies.
What is the white man, brother? What is the white man, brother?
Enemies.
What's the white man, brother? What's the white man, brother? What's the white man? Say it. Hey, what? Enemies.
All right, brother.
Oh, praise the Lord. Clap it up for them. You kind of tap dancing, brother.
You was kind of shucking and jiving, brother. But you kind of brought it back.
That's
man.
right.
So the white man is our enemies.
That's right.
Right. Hey, that's just what the Bible say, man. You can't ignore what God say. Like you said, society say. They actions say it. Are we just making it up, or do they actions prove that they are enemies? We actually did do something to them. We'll bring it out in a second.
Bring it out.
And it says,
Genesis 27.
and there you shall be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
We were sold to our enemies for slave men and slave women, and nobody redeemed us from that captivity. So all in all, before we get to the white man hating us and everything, who fit that curse? Going to slavery on ships, being sold, like being cursed in the field, being cursed in the city, hating their brothers, leaving their kids. Who that sound like, brother, in today's society? Sound like all our people, right? So who would Moses be talking to? So who would Moses be talking to? Saying these will happen to you. You said us? But what was their nationality? Yeah, what was the people nationality Moses was talking to?
Bring it home, brother.
That's right.
So
Israelites.
So what would that make us, brother? If we fit the same curses as the Israelites? You see?
That's right.
You see how you put two and two together? It's real simple, man. I want to see it. That's why I want you to start.
Hey man, wake up the mighty man.
Yeah.
All right. The book of
Genesis 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41.
Right, you can read the whole chapter to get the full account. This is going into Jacob supplanting Esau for the blessing, right? He took the blessing from Esau because he acted like he was Esau. He acted like a hairy man. Esau is the biblical name for the white man. We're going to bring that up.
And Esau hated Jacob.
What the Bible say?
And Esau hated Jacob.
Esau been hating Jacob, right? Read.
Of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Right, he hated him because the blessing that he blessed us with, man. And what was that blessing? To rule over the earth, right? And the so-called white man, he got his blessing. He was blessed with the sword. He was blessed with the sword that had the fatness of the earth. Why do you think they conquer everything with the sword? And we can bring that out. What's that, verse 38?
Huh. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38.
Right.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Because he was basically crying. He was bitching, man. He got his blessing took. So now he like, hey, father, you only got one blessing? You know how the so-called white man do, man. They be complaining, man.
All right. Salaki. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
See that he wept, man. He was crying, man, like a little bee, man. Right, Esau, man. There they go, man. Right, the devil, man. Bring it up.
Salaki, I just lost. Okay. And Isaac, his father, answered unto him and said, Behold, my dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right, he said, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Meaning you will have rulership and dominion over the planet. Don't they got rulership and dominion over the planet?
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
And by the sword shall, wait, I'm gonna bring that back. Yeah, and by the sword shall thou live.
By the sword shalt thou live, man. Because the so-called white man, they live by the sword. They raped, robbed, and murdered every place they conquered. And they conquered Europe, man. They come from the caves. They came out of the caves of Mount Seir and conquered the Japhites, man. They got kicked back to the caves and then raped, robbed, and murdered some more. Got loosened up for a season, man. This is that season.
Revelation
You see
20
that?
chapter.
So the so-called white man, he literally lives by the sword. These are his blessings, right, Reed?
And shall serve thy brother.
He gonna show do what?
And shall serve thy brother.
Right, and he gonna serve his brother. We his brother, right? We was twins in the womb. So he gonna serve us at the end of the day. Right, that's what we up here teaching the gospel, the good news unto our brethren. But the so-called white man and the other nations that afflict you, they actually going into slavery.